Watch the entire video, my lovely viewers, from start to finish, to get the whole thing. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Hi lovely viewers, it's me again, your one and only Mutati Mpundu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button down below. Turn the bell icon to join the notification squad. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you lovely viewers.
From what you're gathering, who owns that hospital? Who's got the share?
Well, those are things that we can get into details later, but put it on record that some Zambians are shareholders in that health facility, which operated upon him. In that facility, in that hospital, Zambians opposed to ECL. Are you with me? Andrew? Yeah. Now, can you imagine you are in a health facility owned by your enemy and you die when you shouldn't die? So, in a sense, ECL as a patient was mismanaged. And that is why a forensic investigation must be conducted. But the Zambian government is not showing leadership, is not taking the lead to ensure that their citizen is treated in a respected, dignified way.
Our government to be the ones to be able to do the proper job.
Our government cannot be trusted.
Why not?
Our government should not be trusted. Our government is complicit in Lungu's passing. Why do I say so? And then the doctors say, well, we think you could benefit from a procedure, a surgical procedure, an operation, in simple language. And President Lungu agreed to undergo that procedure. They said it's a small procedure. The procedure was done, and it was not done at the same hospital which had been looking after him all this time. It was done at another facility. This is the facility which had worked on him, I think, in 2016, with a different team of doctors, 4 doctors. And strangely, they did it on a Saturday. You know, President Lungu's operation or condition was not an emergency. It could have been done a month later, or even 2 months later. But for some reason they scheduled it for a weekend, so on a Saturday they did it. It lasted 7 hours. They said it's a small procedure, but it lasted 7 hours. Now 7 hours, that's quite long. He recovered from the operation. He was in the recovery room, and his wife, Mrs. Lungu, Esther Lungu, was by the bedside, and they were talking, chatting. This is now Sunday, and then as we are heading towards Monday, the doctors came back to inform Mrs. Lungu that they had found germs in his lungs, new germs which President Lungu did not come with from home. Germs which came from the health facility. You understand me? It's important for people to know because we are told it is these germs that killed him. Now, these germs came from the hospital, from the health facility. In medical terms, that is called a nosocomial infection, a hospital-acquired infection. It's not something you got from home. It's something you got from the health facility. Another strange thing is that the germ which he said to have had in his lungs, he said to have been noticed that Sunday, Monday, Now, for it to take root and to begin to cause disease, it needs time. Maybe a week or 2 weeks. Then you could die from it if appropriate medicines are not given to you in time. But 3 days later, he was dead. And Mrs. Lungu wondered, but where has this infection come from? Okay, oh no, maybe people enter, but nobody enters here. You understand me? So there was a time Mrs. Lungu left the bedside, went to rest, because she had always been with him. And Tarsila had come, the daughter, so Tarsila took that role and sat there. And she was chatting with the father, talking about Zambia, about the cost of living, about change of government next year. They were talking, normally talking, and then the day he died, Tarsila told her father that I need to freshen up. So I'll go to the bathroom and then come back. So Tarsila left and went to the bathroom. And after she had done what she was doing there, she came back. And she was blocked from entering the room. And she wondered why. Why are you stopping me from getting back to my dad's place? And then they told her that your father has died. President Lungu, Edgar Chagwa Lungu, died alone. There was no family member by his bedside to see him die. He died alone. But of course, God was there with him. So he died with his Maker, he died with God. And it was sudden, it was unexpected. His death is a suspicious death. And guided by medical practice, what is required is a forensic investigation. When such a death occurs, you do a forensic investigation. And the government of the Republic of Zambia is supposed to take the lead. President Lungu was a Zambian citizen. We must look after each other as citizens. It's important. And not only was he a citizen, but he was a former head of state, Republican president, an extraordinary citizen. But the government of the Republic of Zambia was not interested in finding out the truth. What really killed the man? Because if he hadn't gone to that health facility, President Lungu would still be alive today. Sickly, but alive. And every Zambian knows that President Lungu was living with medical conditions because he said it himself. And this is why, from time to time, he would put a request to the state, allow me to go for review, for treatment.
For you, Doc,
the government
who are in the medical field,
yes.
When someone dies, in that nature,
Yes.
who takes responsibility? Does the medical facility, does the hospital take responsibility for such a
Forensic
death?
investigation.
You mentioned that
Yeah.
after an operation was done on him,
Yeah.
they found that there were some germs in his body.
Correct.
And suspiciously those could have led to his death.
Yes.
In such circumstances, does the hospital take responsibility for the loss?
It's a forensic case, so you need to conduct a criminal investigation. This person, if this person hadn't come to this hospital, this person would still be alive today. So how is it that he died here in hospital and from an infection which he didn't have before he came? He got it from here. Yeah, so The government should take the lead, have an autopsy, which is a post-mortem, conducted. But then, you see, there are many other things that are involved in the forensic investigation. You want to review the CCTV, who entered and who got out, what was given, and things like that. You want to also look at his medical team. Okay, these people, the new doctors, where did they come from? Who owns this facility? For example, the facility which operated on him, we are informed that some Zambians here are shareholders in that facility, in that hospital. Zambians opposed to ECL. Are you with me? Andrew? Yeah. Now, can you imagine you are in a health facility owned by your enemy and you die when you shouldn't die? You have not conducted the forensic investigation. So what shocks, the death shocked me and everyone, but what shocks us to this day, again, is the UPND's interest in having his body. They're more interested in the body more than they were interested in him alive.
From what you're gathering, who owns that hospital? Who's got the shareholder?
Well, those are things that we can get into details later, but put it on record that some Zambians are shareholders in that health facility which operated upon him.
So to get things clear from you, senior member of the Central Committee of the Patriotic Fund, President Edgar Lungu didn't die during a surgery. No. He died after the surgery was done.
And these doctors, the 4 doctors that worked on him, were a fresh team, a new team of doctors, not the others that had been managing him earlier. And when they discovered that there was an infection in his chest, they then began to give antibiotics, medicines to kill that germ. But we know that none of the 4 was an expert at managing infections. Okay, so they needed to have gotten somebody else, a microbiologist or somebody who is good at that, a specialist in that area, especially looking at the nature of the client, of the patient. But there we are. So in a sense, ECL as a patient was mismanaged. And that is why a forensic investigation must be conducted. But the Zambian government is not showing leadership, is not taking the lead to ensure that their citizen is treated in a respected, dignified way.
Do you see some form of trust issues between the family and government, especially when it comes to
well, I don't know what you mean.
Who does?
Yeah.
What I mean, the Lungu family wanted, from what we're getting, wanted a post-mortem to be done from South Africa.
Yeah.
There are rumors also here that perhaps let the post-mortem be done, from back here. Do you see some form of, could we trust, maybe let me put it this way, can we trust our government to be the ones to be able to do a proper job?
Our government cannot be trusted.
Why not?
Our government should not be trusted. Our government is complicit in Lungu's passing. Why do I say so? Muntu wakati nifuna kumama nkwala osamletsa yayi mulekeni amwe. Muntu akati nifuna upita kuchipatala osamletsa yayi osamletsa mulekeni apite kuchipatala. Tsono ngati mumuletsa wafa wapha muntu ndani. Tifuniko ofunsa kodi wapha muntu ndani. Mamuletsa uyu mama nkwala upita kuchipatala. Tsono lomba wafa. Now, President Lungu was stopped not once, not twice, but 3 times from seeking medical care and attention. And when he sneaked out of the country, it was early this year or late last year, and you won't believe it, he bought his ticket to leave the country only 2 hours before takeoff, so the state would not know. Because if they had discovered, they would have stopped him. You perhaps are aware that some of the workers at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport were reprimanded for allowing him exit. I hear one of them was even dismissed. Now that is evil. That is cruel. That, Andrew, is diabolical. It is not democracy, it is not leadership, it is not governance. We are Zambians, Andrew. Nearly 20 million of us, diverse, many ethnicities. Let us love one another. Let us be united. We have this prime asset called Zambia, and our key resource is the people, the human resource. Let us love one another, Andy. I'm giving you reasons why the government of Zambia should not be trusted. As a matter of fact, this government should not be allowed to continue to rule. They must be told, hey, look, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. You cannot say, because I was harassed, I was tortured, I slept on the floor, I was put in a room with fecal matter, so I should also revenge. Then the favor of God will leave you, it departs. Let us be obedient to God, love one another, and choipa osabwezera choipa tizifunirana mafuno yabwino. It's not happening.
How complicated was President Edgar Lungu's medical condition? I ask this because for the past, from 2022 when he wanted to leave the country into South Africa, according to what we're getting from you, the Patriotic Front, is that he was stopped by the government.
Yes. Because of being stopped, his condition continued to worsen. And the doctors there, when he finally went back, they told him,
doesn't this expose the status of our health facilities as a country, that we could fail to attend to this condition that the former head of state had? We don't have specialists that could have attended to President Lungu from within the country.
Yeah, when he was Republican president, the health facility which operated on him is the health facility which that helped him that time. So there had been that relationship between him and the health facility. But talking about our own country, capacity continues to be built. When it comes to medical practice, the referrals are normal. And sometimes it's personal. You want a particular health facility to look after you. But capacity is there in this country to look after its people. It's just that we're mismanaging even the existing capacity. So we need to manage the capacity we have, but also build more capacity to be able to. But there is no country in the world that can do everything. That must be taken note of. But look at what President Lungu did, in terms of building capacity. He set up the very first medical university, the Levi Mwanawasa Medical University. That university has begun to train specialists in this area, in that area, in that area. You see, if we had graduates earlier from such a facility, perhaps they would have attended to him. within Zambia and all that.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Alright, that's all for you today, lovely viewers. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about the video you just watched in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you, lovely viewers. Once again, I go by the name of Mutati Mpundu. I love you, peace, I gotta go.